Hey, it's Mark with Mark's Virtual Real Estate Channel, and we are back in Upland, a virtual real estate game slash investment platform. And today I'm going to talk about how to increase your net worth in Upland and some different strategies to do that with. Now, Upland, if you're not familiar with it, is a part of the metaverse, which is kind of like a virtual world based on blockchain, where you can have virtual real estate, which is basically plots of land. You can build buildings. In Upland, it's pretty cool because you have actual real lots that are the same thing as in real life. So they just released the city of Detroit, and here you can see actual lots in Detroit for sale, owned by other people, and it's pretty fun and pretty interesting. You can also build buildings. Cars are coming soon, so there's a lot going on with it. But as part of Upland, you have UPIX, which is their currency. And when you hit certain tiers and certain levels of net worth, you get more perks. You get Spark, which can allow you to build buildings. And you get other advantages, too, to being in higher tiers. And to do that is to get more net worth. And that's what we're going to talk about here. Now, of course, we love the likes, we love the shares, we love the comments. Keep those coming. And then I am a real estate investor as well in real life. So I have Mark Ferguson's Invest for More channel on YouTube too. My blog, investformore.com, that goes over all kinds of information on flipping, rentals, businesses, being an agent, all of that great stuff. I own my own real estate brokerage. I've got quite a few commercial rentals, quite a few residential rentals, and we flip houses too. So quite a bit going on. And then I find time for this as well. All right. So for net worth, I'm in Detroit right here. That's where my block explorer is, who is your little guy who walks around and allows you to mint properties. But you can also buy properties as well, aside from where he's at. So if I click on here and just go to my profile, it will show me what my net worth is. I'm a director, and my next level is 10 million. So the levels are 100,000, a million, and 10 million. And I'm getting close to that 10 million level. And that'll be executive. And I'll get more Spark, more perks. You can sell properties quicker for dollars, all kinds of things there. So you can see my net worth right here is 8,614,000. And Detroit's been great for that. It really increased it a ton. I'll do a video on that here soon about just how much it increased it and how we were able to do that. But well over a million UPIX. And if you're new to Upland as well, that it translates to approximately $8,000 in real life of what my account is worth. Basically, you can buy 1,000 UPIX for $1, but selling is a little trickier. You have to sell for dollars. It can be worth less than selling for UPIX. I've gone into that in some other videos, but that's about how much that's worth if you were just to try to buy that much UPIX right off the bat. All right, so how is this figured? How do they base this number from? And basically, they take first your UPIX, your cash. So I have 903,000 UPIX right now. I've been selling quite a few properties, also bought some more properties, and that's a pretty good amount to have in case they release a city or cars. I've got some money to work with there. So that is one way they figure your UPIX, and the other way they figure it is based on the properties you own. So I'm going to show you right here. I own this property right here. This was an amazing road for me on the release. So I have it for sale for $69,900. But how do they figure that net worth is based on what I bought it for or minted it for. So I paid 52,808 UPIX for this property. So that means that is how they figure my net worth. They add up all of my properties and what I paid for them. It's not what your property's worth. It's not what it's for sale for. It's what you paid for them. So obviously this net worth number that I showed you before isn't exactly what your real net worth is in the game. If I go over here to Midtown, right after they announced the collections in Detroit, which again is another video, I came over here and I bought this property for, let's see what I paid for it, $68,500. Honestly, I probably overpaid for it. I got too excited. It's probably worth 15,000 UPIX less than that. However, this 68,500 still counts towards my net worth as that number. Upland doesn't figure what it's worth. They don't have that technology. And also, it'd be really tricky to do. Even massive companies like Zillow and Realtor.com can't really value properties in real life very well. They can get close, but a lot of times they're way off as well. There's just so many variables in real estate. And the same thing here in Upland. Values are always changing. Some people will pay more than others. And then the other thing that we run into, I'm going to scroll back out here and go to a different town, is I'm going to go to the Bronx, to City Island. And I have a few properties here, as you can see. This property right here has a structure on it, right? So that can add value as well, where maybe it adds 40,000 UPX, 50,000 UPX, 20,000 UPX, depending on where it's at, what city it's located, what neighborhood it's in. And then you can't really do anything with buildings right now, but eventually you will be able to. I mean, that's not true. Some people are able to have stores, very, very few, for NFL legits and NFTs and things like that. I'm not as into that side of it as I am the building and land part. But you can see right here, the UPX purchase price of this was $34,000, and that's what I minted this property for. And minted means when they release a city or they make a brand new city, you can mint a property, be the first one to buy it, and you're not buying it on the secondary market. That same thing here, $23,000 minted it, $18,860 I minted that. So even though these properties are worth way more than that, especially this one with this structure, all that counts for my net worth is that $34,960. So I'm going to show you one way to really increase your net worth if that's the goal. And what we can do is, let's see, I'm not even there right now. We can go to upxland.me. I really like this site. Gives you lots of information. You can look up different cities and different neighborhoods and collections. So that was City Island. That's a neighborhood. It is a collection. And then we can search for properties that are for sale for UPX and sort them by their sale price. And we can see what's for sale in City Island right now. And you can see the very cheapest one right now is $87,000. So that tells you the floor of the price in City Island right now. So if I were to list a property for $85,000, it'd probably sell very quickly because I'm below the floor quite a bit. And something else to think about is that mint price for that one property I had, if I go back to it right here, was $34,960. The property size is 76. And if we go here, we can see the property sizes and the mint price. We're going to load more. And you can also see my property is bigger than all of these. So that's important when figuring value too. There's one that's close to it, 122,000. We have to go to, there's one, 82. I think that was the cheapest, 145,000. So my property's probably worth, I would say, around 125,000 without the structure. If I have the structure on it, it's probably worth 150 or 60,000 UPX in that price range. So if I wanted to increase my net worth, I'm going to get out my calculator, make sure I move it over here so you can see it. Let's say I sell it for 165,000 UPX. Well, when you sell it, you have to pay a 5% fee. So times 0.05, 8250. We'd have 156,750 net UPX coming back to us, and we'd subtract what I paid for it. I could increase my net worth by 120,000 UPX by selling this property. Now, it's kind of a sentimental property to me because I minted it, I put this building on it, and I don't know if I want to sell it. However, these over here, I would probably be okay selling. And honestly, this one has 18,000 mint price. It's a size 41. If we go back up here, we can see these cheap ones are real similar to that. So I could sell this for, I might put it up for sale, like we said, for $89,900 and see what happens. And if I were to sell that one, let's do this math again. 44.95. Oh, I didn't do that right. Okay, 85,405. And then we paid 18,860, so a minus. We can add 66,000 to my net worth. So I might do that with both of these. And then I'd be breaking my collection. And some people might say, well, you're breaking your collection. You won't make as much yield. Why would you do that? Well, if I really want this collection, if I really want to, keep collecting that money and have that extra yield, because I'll show you right here, if we go to collections and click down here on the world to make sure we're in the Bronx right there, and then we can go over here to City Island. So every property you own makes a yield about 14.7%. But you can multiply it with collections. So if I have 3 properties in City Island, I won't make 14.7. I'll make about 28% roughly on the rent that comes in, the yield, because it multiplies it by 1.946. But that's based off your mint price. So yeah, that's great to have that money coming in. But, even if I take all 3 of those properties, we had 18,000 approximately, plus, what was that other one? 20,000 approximately, plus 34,000 approximately. You time 72,000, you multiply that by 0.28. So that's how much we'd be making a year in UPX divided by 12. We're making 1,680 UPX dollars a month on those 3 properties. It's nice, but it's not like a whole lot of money. And if I want to make my net worth, I'm okay breaking them. And then let's just say I sell that one for 89,000. Well, I can go right here and buy this other one on 43 Tier Street. Go here, search for the address. There we go. That property is right here. Oh, look at that. It's got 2 buildings right next to it, close to the water. I can go buy this one right now or make an offer for that. And now I basically broke even, maybe, with buying fees, lost a little bit of UPX, but my net worth will now be based on this purchase price, which is 60-some thousand higher than the other purchase price, and it increases my net worth. So I still have my collection. I still have properties in City Island, but my net worth increased by a lot because I sold the ones I minted and bought ones that were for sale for a higher price. Now, I've done that in a lot of areas. In fact, City Island is kind of the only place I have properties where I didn't kind of sell them and buy new ones. I did that a lot in, not Mott Haven. I bought a lot there because I love that collection for the price to value. I'm trying to think if I had anything over here. Oh, in Kingsbridge, I minted a bunch there, sold most of those. But really, let's see, I know of one property I have in LA that I still could increase my net worth with a bunch. And let's see, waiting for it to kind of load here. I minted a bunch of properties in Ventura and Morningside, which is a pretty cool node. Or sorry, I did say Ventura, I meant Venice. Over here, oh, some of those have been selling. A couple of them. Very expensive. Let's check out, I'm getting distracted. Let's check out Venice and see if these things are filling in. Let's see here. I've got, hold on just a second here. All right, sorry for that. I'm here before my front desk person is here in my office, and someone came in to pay rent, so I had to actually work. All right, now I'm kind of distracted. We're in Venice, right? So I was just checking to see if most of these properties are selling. Another node is Venice too. And look at that. So things are filling in for sure. So that's really cool to see. But the mint price is so high here that's going to take a while to mint all that out. And I was wondering if that was a mistake during the city release of me minting so much in there. And it probably was. But those all, here, I'll go back here. Those all add to my net worth. So you can see here, oh, do I not have them for sale? I should do that. I minted it for that much. And that counts as that. Oh, that one's for sale. Okay. So, but if I come up here, we minted lots of properties on Sunset Boulevard, which we sold for a bunch. So that added to my net worth a bunch. We minted lots of properties in Sherman Oaks and some in Studio City, which added to my net worth as well. But you can see I've sold all of them. I had a bunch of properties in here. Those all sold. I might look at buying some more. We'll see. But that's a collection. But I have one right here, which was kind of my first named property I ever bought on Ventura Boulevard. And I do have it for sale. But if we look at my title, I minted it for $18,921. And I have it for sale for $125. I don't know if it's quite worth that much. I've had some trade offers, but I haven't really liked them for different properties. But again, that's another one where I can add a bunch of net worth by selling that one. If I really like Ventura Boulevard, I can buy more properties on there. And that's just one way to up your net worth. And I think I still have, oh no, that's in the golf course. One in Bel Air. That's where it is, right? Yes. Again, in LA, these really added to your net worth too. I traded for this property as well from a property in Detroit. So that can get tricky too. If you're trading for properties, right, then your net worth is calculated on whatever the person who traded you that property bought it or minted it for. So if you've got a 200,000 UPX property and they're trading you a property that might be worth 250,000 UPX, they're like, hey, this is a great deal. I'm getting a property worth more. But if they only minted it for 10,000, you get this 250,000 valued property, but it will only show up as 10,000 UPX on your net worth. So I had that a few times where my net worth decreased a bunch because I was trading for properties that were just as valuable or more valuable than the ones I traded, but the person who bought it originally paid way, way less, and so it didn't show up on my net worth. But this one, they paid $185 for, and so that $185 is what shows up on my net worth when that happens. So it can get kind of tricky figuring all that out, but hopefully that helps. You can see we have lots of different properties going on all over here. Just a quick update. I did, my next building is in the Lazy J Ranch, and we'll see how that's going. I know someone helped stake some Spark for me, so thank you. Oh, just one person, but 22 days. And I'm sure we'll build some more here soon. The Century City node's been cool. That values have really gone up. Let's check that. I built a property there after all of you voted on where I should build a property right here. And then I actually bought another one just last week because I've been hearing so much hype over here, and I bought it for $154.9, and I believe prices really have jumped in there. And that's kind of cool too about Upland is, you know, the creators have collections and they have ways they try to make neighborhoods valuable. But the players can do it too, right? The players can get together and have their own nodes, which is basically where everyone is supposed to try and build buildings and structures, or they can try and have their own communities. And that can raise prices too. So it's not just all controlled by the Upland, you know, higher ups and whoever runs it. It can also be controlled by the players, which is pretty neat. Yeah, look at that. The cheapest one in there now is $195,000. So I bought my first property in Century City for about $100,000 a month and a half, or maybe a month ago. Then I bought that other one for $154 because it just seemed kind of cheap. And then right after I bought it, prices have jumped up again. So that's pretty cool to see that players are able to make their own neighborhood, which is not a collection, really jump in price, even higher than a lot of the other neighborhoods that are collections. So there's a good reason to be part of the community. Get on Discord, see what's going on, check out the different communities, because they can make a difference too in values and really create some opportunities. So if you want to create net worth, without spending a bunch of time in flipping and really scouring for, treasures and different things, take a look at what properties you have now. Do you have properties that have a ton of like equity in them between what you bought them for and what they're worth? Can you sell them, buy similar ones in that area, and really increase your net worth if you're trying to get close to a number? Because I know a lot of people, I've seen a lot of players, really high net worth players actually, who have a bunch of properties they minted, and they've got so much more equity and value than what their net worth actually shows. So, you see what different net worths are. That doesn't exactly mean that's how much value they have. It could be way, way, way more, or maybe even less if they overpaid for some too many properties, which I have overpaid for some for sure, trying to hit collections and missing them. But there's definitely a lot of value in there too. So I've tried to kind of maximize my net worth in that way, and there's a little more I can do, but I'm sure other players have a lot more they can do as well if they really want to get to those next levels. All right, that's all I've got for today's video. Let me know what you think, if you've done that strategy or if you're keeping your mint price low. Maybe some people want to stay below the radar and not have that big net worth that people can see. That's also could be a strategy. Doesn't bother me any. Obviously, I'm on YouTube and making videos, so I'm not trying to stay too far below the radar. But I'm still trying to get to that 10 million mark. With another city release, I know I could do it because I'm really not trying to spend any more money right now. Like I said, I'm pretty close. We added a lot of money in Detroit. I'll talk about that here soon, to my net worth. But with selling a few of those properties, I could get close to that 9 million mark. Another city release should definitely get me there, but I don't know how soon Upland's going to do another city release. We don't know that. I think I had a dream, which is sad because I shouldn't have a dream about Upland, and their new city was Orlando. But I don't really think that makes sense in real life. But that's what my dream said, if you have any, credence in my dreams. But someplace like Miami on the beach would probably make more sense than Orlando. But there is Disney World there. I don't know. Who knows? All right. Thanks for watching. Love the support. Love the comments. Love the likes. Keep those coming. And we'll be back with many more videos coming up here soon.